Hello, hello. May God bless you and may prosper you this day. My name is Rick and I am the cryptocurrency Watchman. Okay, guys, there was no money made over the weekend. No money made at all. Well, I made a little bit of money, but it was nothing to even mention. I mean, there was nothing going on. I made a little bit in Ripple yesterday. But anything else, there just wasn't anything going on. So let's look at the picks for today. Okay, the first one is Ethereum Classic. You can see that it's way oversold and it's starting to flatten out, consolidating. We're seeing the Bollinger Bands come together. Back this up just a little bit. I'll show you the Coinage chart here in just a second, but you can see we're still, a little slight on the 15-minute chart, but if you kind of move the charts back and forth a little bit, you can kind of get a better idea. Look, read your candles, read your Bollinger Bands, look at what you're dealing with. Let's go over to Coinage. Okay, you can see right here this is a 1-hour chart, and you can see that we've been just on a steady, downhill fall here. However, we're starting to kind of bottom out right here. You can see where we had the drop, and then a little bit of I wouldn't even call this a retrace because it's still a downward trend, but we can see that we're starting to see a little bit of volatility going on right here, and we're coming to a triangle now. Because we haven't had a sideways consolidation, it's really hard to tell which direction this is going. But my guess would be, watch for it to break this resistance line right here. Now this is a 1-hour chart, so you could be looking at maybe 3-4 hours before we really see anything out of this. But if it breaks this resistance line, look for it to make a nice little jump up. So you could easily pull 5 or 10% out of this coin today. So Ethereum Classic is definitely my first pick. Okay, Bitcoin Cash is the next one we're going to take a look at. I'm not a big fan of Bitcoin Cash, even though a lot of people made a lot of money out of Bitcoin Cash. It's just, the SegWit thing kind of has me concerned, but that doesn't mean we can't make money out of it. So you can see that we have a nice consolidation going on. The Bollinger Bands are coming together. We're piercing or breaking through the top band. So we're seeing a little bit of movement, that it could be wanting to go that direction. You see the volume, going up here, so that's another indication that, there is definitely some movement going on in it. But let's go over to Coinage. This is the 1-hour chart. You can see that we have a resistance line that's gone all the way down. It's been going on for, I don't know, looks like it's definitely through the weekend. But it just kind of broke through that resistance line. Now, I drew a support line, which I really don't need at this point. But you can see that it's just breaking through that resistance line. It's it's kind of following it. If I it's just breaking through. So I would definitely be looking for something to happen with Bitcoin Cash here very soon. I believe it's going to be a move up. We do have a little bit of a triangle working right here, especially since this is a 1-hour chart. So we've got this one here, and we've got this here. The only thing is that with you'd have to keep an eye. I would think it's probably going to consolidate, maybe a little bit more, and so look for this triangle, to either go horizontal one way or the other, or it may just make a jump. At this point, it could go either way. It could go at any time, but it's definitely something to keep an eye on because it is getting ready to make a move. I'm thinking sometime today, so keep an eye on it. Okay, the next one is BitShares. We can see that it just broke a buy sign in the Bollinger Bands right here. This is actually a MACD within your simple moving average within the Bollinger Bands here. According to Poloniex, we just passed a buy sign, and you can see that we have a nice little jump. We're on a little bit of an upward trend. I think we're going to see some more numbers out of this one. I'm actually in this one right now, and I'm set for about 5%. If it climbs higher than that, I can always set my stop loss down below it, and protect my profits as it goes up. You want to be sure, always wait till until it hits that 5% mark. Okay, then I start setting my stop losses for my profits. Now, when I get in, I'll set my stop loss a little bit below it just in case it does drop, then it sells, and I just start over. I might lose, a few dollars, but not a big deal. But as you hit those profit marks, say 5, 10, 15%, set your stop loss just a little bit below, so that as it continues going up, if it does drop on you, you're not losing your profit. I have a teaching video that is coming out this morning, and you can email me, and it's $60 up until next Monday, and after next Monday, it's going to be $80. It's 2.5 hour class, and it goes through everything, with questions you want to ask yourself before you get started to make sure that day trading is for you, and the things that you need to keep in mind. And then I go through all your tools. I go through the candlesticks, the trend lines, the MACD, the Bollinger Bands. I give you all your tools and show you how to use them, how they work. And then I'll also give you examples where I use them all together to show you that, yes, you can use all your tools together. And if everything is given you a buy sign or a sell sign or whatever, then that's your mark. And so it's a really good teaching. It's really goes into it. I show you the way that I do things. I keep it simple, and as you know, my success rate is about 80%, between 75 and 80%, and that's good for day trading. Okay, that is good for day trading. So because if you think that you're going to make out on every coin that you invest in, then day trading may not be for you. It also gives you tips at the end, talking about not trading on your emotions, and just certain hints, certain keys, certain tips, just to help you. And then of course I'll be putting up the videos every day that you can use to help you along. And I'm gonna start getting a little more technical once I get some of the teachings out there, and I know that people are looking at it, and they'll have a better idea of what I'm talking about as I go through this, because I just don't have time to sit down, during these short videos and show you what I'm talking about, So once I get a few videos sold and out there, I'll start getting a little more technical, and you guys can follow along and see what I'm talking about. So shoot me an email. I accept Bitcoin, and I accept PayPal. It's $60 right now, which is a deal. It's a 2.5 hour long video packed with information, and will really, really help you guys out. So, I don't ask you guys for any money for what I do. I never ask for money. If you send me emails and you ask me questions, I never ask for money to help you guys out. Never. This is how I make my money is off this teaching video. I'll be doing other videos from time to time on certain things, and this is how I make my money. So, guys, if I've helped you out, support me. Help me out. Buy the teaching. And check it out, because not only are you going to help me financially, but it's going to help you financially. And trust me, you're going to make a lot more money off of it than $60. I promise you. So yeah, it's coming out this morning, and just send me an email. It'll be down in the comment or in the information section down below the video here. Okay, we're looking at BitShares here. Okay, as you can see, this is a 1 hour chart. I have a trend line running down through here, and you can see that it's broken the trend line. The Bollinger Bands are starting to spread, which is showing us more volatility. So we're starting to see an upward movement on this. We're not into a trend yet, but to me this is a confirmation. I have already bought in to BitShares. And you can see down here on our MACD, we do have a crossover, and we do have a buy sign. Now, it's always a good idea to switch between your 1 hour, 30-minute, and as you can see, we have the same thing. We got a strong buy sign. You can see that our simple moving average has also moved past the trend line. We're up above, and we're even breaking out of the Bollinger Band itself. So that's a really, really good indication. We're into our next runner. We just started our next 30-minute mark, and we're going to continue to watch it, and I believe it's going to continue to go up. So it'd probably be a good time to get into bit shares if you want to wait a little bit longer. I wouldn't wait too much longer, but I believe that we're going to see at least 5 or 10% out of bit shares today. Okay, the next one is Digibyte. Okay, I was in Digibyte. I made a little bit of money this morning. As you can see, we had a nice little jump here, and of course, not much of a retracement. So I believe we're going to see some more consolidation, and I believe that we're going to see some more numbers out of Digibyte today. So keep an eye on it. Now is not the time to get in. Wait until it may work itself back inside the Bollinger Band, because this is an indication that it's oversold because of the big jump. So it may move back inside the Bollinger Band until we see any more numbers out of this. You can see right here in the 30-minute chart. I was actually tracking this morning. I had my trend line set up, and I saw that it was beginning to make a move up. And once it broke this trend line, I knew that it was making a big jump. So I got in, and yeah, I made a nice little profit. And really, I'm actually still in because I'm waiting to see what this does, because there's a good chance that we're going to see some more numbers out of this. Digibyte is set to be a $1 coin now. There was some news, that was coming out about a big award that they were being given, and it was really going to give them a big boost, but they have postponed it now 4 times, and now they postponed it to sometime in the 1st of October. For whatever reason, I cannot understand why they would hold it off, because once it happens, I assure you, Digibyte is going to go to $1. The award, we were looking at the award like 2 months ago. I think it all started like in May or June. I think maybe June might have been the first time it was scheduled, and they postponed it to July, and then it was scheduled in July, and then it was postponed to August, and then from August it went to September, and on and on and on and on, and now they're 1st of October is what they're saying. Now, we do know that they had the vote on the hit BC, and that gave a boost to Digibyte being on their trading platform. I didn't check to see if the vote went through. I'll have to check on that, but I believe Digibyte is going to go to 10 cents now, and then $1 maybe sometime around the 1st of October. See, it's already climbing. So, I'm in the profits right now. So guys, you may want to think about getting into Digibyte. Okay, the next one is MadeSafe. MadeSafe has had some pretty good movement in the past. We did just have a jump, and we're consolidating. We may see some more numbers out of this. It wasn't a very, very, very big jump. Some nice profit to be made. And this was actually over the weekend, so MadeSafe was one of the few coins where you could have made a little bit of money out of. So it looks like we're still on an upward trend. And let's go over to our mark here. Okay, so I drew a couple of trend lines right here. You can see that we're on an upward trend right here. We're touching the mark. We actually had a couple of breakthroughs right here. We had a solid candle right here. The rest of them are wicks. So I'm kind of working my track up through here for the most part. I probably could have pulled this up just a little bit, but that's okay. And we're working on a triangle right here. You can see that it's kind of leveling out right here. And again, we're coming to a point where if we continue on this upward trend, I'm not looking so much at the triangle, but I believe that if we continue past this, because it is consolidating, it's not with it, the trend kind of stopped just a little bit, It is on an upward trend, but we haven't seen any better numbers than we saw back here. This was a high here, and we haven't even gotten to that point yet. So it has consolidated. It's a 30-minute chart. So, we're looking at, maybe overnight. So if we do see a breakthrough right here, it's going to continue up. So I believe that we're going to see some more numbers out of this. But let's wait just a little bit for confirmation. Let's make sure that we break through this trend, this line right here. Whenever you see these triangles, when I draw these triangles, when this top line is more horizontal and the bottom line is at an angle, the odds are we're going to have an upward trend. If it's the opposite, where the bottom line is horizontal and the top line is on an angle, then the odds are it's going to go down. So let's keep an eye on Made Safe, and we could see some more numbers out of it. Okay, Cycoin is our next coin. Let me flip over to Poloniex right here just to show you. You can see that our Bollinger Bands came together. We have a buy sign on our MACD here, and you can see that we had a little bit of a jump right here. It's not a big one. It's like, if I had to guess, maybe about 5% or so. It's retracing just a little bit, but I believe that we're starting on an upward trend with Cycoin. You can see that. Let me pull this back a little bit so you can see better. There we go. You can see that we do have a buy sign. We have a crossover and a buy sign on our MACD right here. This is on the 30-minute chart. I drew a trend line right here. We had a nice little trend coming down. I started from back here, so you can see we had a nice little trend where it tested that line, and then it broke through just a little while ago. So if we change over to a 1-hour chart, okay, we see the same thing. You can see I started from the peak up here, ran my trend line down through here. We tested, we almost tested here, and this is where it broke through. The Bollinger Bands are starting to spread apart. We're starting to see a little more volatility in it, and on our 1-hour chart we also have a buy sign. Now you can also switch over if you want to go just a little deeper. You can go to a 2-hour chart. Same thing. We got our buy sign. We've got our trend line. Our Bollinger Bands, they're still a little tight. We got a little bit of a squeeze, but it's getting ready to break through the Bollinger Band on the MACD. I'm sorry, on the Bollinger Band is getting ready to break through on the Bollinger Band, which is a good indication. And if you wanted to, one more time, you could even go to 6-hour. And even though it's tiny, you can see that, yes, we have broken through. And on the 6-hour, it's getting ready to break through the simple moving average running down the middle of the Bollinger Band. So that's also a good sign. So we've got a hair of a buy sign. So anyway, so you can see, there's so many different ways that you can use your charts. You want to look at, I don't go to 5-minute chart, but I do look at 15-minute. This is on a 15-minute here. I'll go to 30-minute. The 2-hour, it's retracing right now. So I would wait until it hits the bottom and starts back up. But you're going to see some more numbers out of Cycoin today, so keep an eye on it, guys. Okay, so that's it for today, guys. Just another look at DigiByte. It has gone up just a little bit since I've been finishing up the video, wrapping things up here. Remember my teaching, guys. I'm gonna have a link to it down below. You can send me an email. Send me $60 in either Bitcoin or PayPal, and I will immediately shoot you over the video and a cheat sheet. It'll have mostly candlesticks on there to have sitting right there in front of you, so that you can read them and learn how to use your candlesticks. And there might be a few other hints on there, but it's a handy thing to have. The teaching is going to help you make money, so just keep that in mind. Thank you so much, guys, and I will talk to you tomorrow.